Hello, fellow YouTubers, and welcome to this video, which is Top 5 Video Game Urban Legends. Before I start, let me say that I tried to avoid the big five. Those, of course, being Herobrine, Ben, Polybius, or however that's pronounced, Slenderman, and Lavender Town Syndrome. In my eyes, they are the top 5 most known, at least at this moment. Furthermore, let me say that my list is a little odd. I didn't just want scary ones, so some are not scary at all, trust me. Granted, what seems horrifying to one person is not to some others. So, my point, I hope you learned a new urban legend or two. Number 5 is a video game legend that is probably more well known outside of the gaming world. It's called the Sony kill switch. This myth has been around for as long as I personally can remember, in some form or another. Basically, the legend is that Sony products will break down suspiciously around time when your warranty goes up, thus forcing you to buy a new product. While it seems a bit far-fetched, in 2006, 4.1 million Dell computers were recalled to fix their Sony batteries. From what I've read, one of the largest technological recalls in history. Add to that, there was a TV with a chip inside of it that would terminate the TV after just 1,200 hours of being on, which is equal to 3 hours a day for an entire year, which was suspiciously the length of the warranty that came with it. Sony is one of the 3 big gaming companies, so who to say it won't happen to your PS4 in a year or two? Number 4 from my list is Bigfoot/Leatherface in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. This urban legend is one of the big reasons I am a YouTuber now. It was the hunting of these mythological creatures that got me into the community. Not to mention, it fed into my real-world admiration for urban legends. It molded me as a person. They are both pretty darn similar, which is why I combined them together. The legend is basically that if you go in the right place in Backo Beyond or the Panopticon, respectively, the killer will come and kill you. There's been so many videos about this that you really can just look it up if you have not heard about it. Are they true? At this point in my life, I say no, but there is a eerie feeling in those areas. So, who knows? Number 3, I was torn on once again. I was not sure whether I should include it or not, but I decided that I should, just for how big it was. Getting the Triforce in Ocarina of Time. There are multiple rumors about how to get it. Play the Overture of Sages, which is a song you don't actually get in the game. Release 20 fairies in the Temple of Time simultaneously, which would mean getting rid of all of your items aside from bottles. Lose your sword, save the game, and follow the Poe in the desert when the lightning strikes. Follow it to find the Sky Temple. Seems legit. Even one involving dropping a bomb on a gossip stone and riding it into the sky. So many ways to get it, it must be true. Add to that the fact Nintendo Power said you could get it. Checkmate, naysayers. Number 2 is Evil Otto from the game Berserk. I had never heard about this, and I do not get why this legend is not everywhere. As the legend goes, a kid that went by the name of Jeff Daly set a score of 16,660 on a game of Berserk, put his initials in the arcade, leaderboards, and then dropped dead. Apparently of a heart attack. From my understanding, the kid was 18, I think, at the time. I could be wrong. Then, a year or so later, Peter Burkowski set a decent-sized record, then beat it himself to get on the leaderboards twice within 15 minutes. Then, he died of cardiac arrest. Get this, these 2 stories are the first known instances of a video game being directly related to someone's death. The shocker? It actually happened. Now, number 1 is not like the rest of the legends, so if you do not agree, comment with your lists. It is, of course, Squall is dead. The first time I heard this, I completely was against it. He obviously did not die. I mean, he is on disc 2, 3, and 4. But it adds up. At the end of disc 1, in the epic Final Fantasy VIII, if you have not played it, one of the characters, Irvine, refuses to shoot Edea, who is at this point the main bad guy of the game. So Squall rushes in to do the job himself. After besting his former rival, and at that point enemy, Cypher, he attempts to beat Edea, only to be impaled by a large crystal she forms using her magic. Once he gets impaled, end of disc 1. Then the entire game changes completely. Suddenly, fate is a huge factor in the game. The girl loves him over his former rival, who she showed an interest in on Disc 1. Time travel shows up, then the game claims that they were all in the same orphanage as kids. The entire game goes from realistic to unbelievable, basically. So, what if he is dead? The rest of the game is Squall imagining how things would have went down had he not died. Mind-boggling. Anyway, that is my list. Share with me your list, as I do read every single comment I get. Plus, the great thing about Urban Legends is that there will always be some that you have not heard of, so comment your list. If you've enjoyed or just find yourself at the end of the video you hated for some reason, like or dislike accordingly. But regardless, peace out, home skillets.